30 cars, one brand new machine dropping every single Tuesday. From May all the way to December 2026, Forza Horizon 6 is basically turning the car pass into a weekly garage upgrade. And today, we're breaking down everything you need to know. If you're wondering whether the Forza Horizon 6 car pass is actually worth buying, watch till the end. I'm going through every confirmed car pass car so far, the release dates, the standouts, the surprises, the cars you should absolutely be excited for. And by the end, we'll answer the big question. Is this whole thing worth $29.99? Let's get into it. Based on the weekly Tuesday schedule, the final car pass car should arrive on December 8, 2026. Now let's start strong with the very first car pass drop, the 1990 Nissan No. 12 Skyline G.T.R BNR32, released on May 19, 2026. And honestly, they could not have picked a better opener. This isn't just any Skyline. This is the legendary Group A monster that went 29 races undefeated in the Japan Touring Car Championship between 1990 and 1993. It won the 1991 Spa 24 Hours and dominated Group A racing in Australia for 3 straight years. In Forza Horizon 6, it drives exactly like a purpose-built race car should. Tons of AWD grip, 4-wheel steering, and that race-tuned RB26 that sounds like it came here to win. It sits in R class, and it is easily one of the best circuit-focused cars in the game. The second car arrived on May 28th, the 2024 Koenigsegg Gemera. So we go from a 1990 race-bred Skyline to a Swedish Hyper GT that most people in the real world haven't even seen in person yet. The Gemera is Koenigsegg's 4-seat hypercar. Yes, 4 seats, powered by a 2.0-litre 3-cylinder hybrid setup, making over 1,700 horsepower combined. In Forza Horizon 6, it lands in S2 class, and on a straight road, this thing is an absolute missile. If you want something that can embarrass hypercars, the Gemera is your car. Third on the list is the 1972 Datsun No. 269. And the name alone tells you this is not a calm Sunday cruiser. This is not a stock 240Z. This is an 800 horsepower, full carbon fiber, hill climb spec weapon wearing a 1972 Datsun shell. R-Class, rear-wheel drive, and completely wild to control. This is the kind of car that rewards commitment. Get brave with the throttle and it comes alive. Hesitate for even a second and it reminds you who's in charge. For pure entertainment, this might be one of the most exciting cars in the entire pass. Now we get to the fourth car pass car, the 2008 Honda Civic Type RFD2. I've already talked about this car in my previous video, and you already know why it hits close to home for me. The streets I grew up around had way more Honda Civics than Ferraris or Lamborghinis, so this one feels personal. The FD2 is the Civic Type R that Japan kept for itself. While other markets got the hatchback, Japan got the saloon body with independent rear suspension and a naturally aspirated engine that loves to rev all the way to the top. In Forza, it sits in B class, and it is one of the sharpest handling cars in that category. If you watched my full Civic video, you already know how special this one is. If you haven't, it's on the channel. Go check it out after this. Fifth on the list, released on June 18th, is the 2023 Audi R8 Coupé V10 GT rear wheel drive. And this one feels like a proper farewell. The final generation R8 rear wheel drive, naturally aspirated V10, and Audi sending off one of the greatest everyday supercars ever made in serious style. This version of the R8 is lighter, sharper, and more focused. Less electronic handholding, more driver involvement. In Forza, it lands in A class and feels amazing on fast-flowing roads. Now for car number 6, released on June 25th, the 1974 Mazda No. 123 Mad Mike 808 Wagon. And yes, you heard that correctly, a wagon, a drifting wagon, built by Mad Mike Whitted, one of the biggest names in drifting, using a 1974 Mazda 808 estate body as the starting point. This thing makes absolutely no logical sense, and that is exactly why it is brilliant. It's R-Class, rear-wheel drive, loud, sideways, ridiculous, and built for one purpose, turning every single road into a drift clip. If you want the most outrageous, this might be the winner. The next highlight is the 1998 Nissan Skyline Gr.A 40th anniversary, a special version of the R33 generation built to celebrate 4 decades of the Gr.A nameplate. Only 416 units of the 1998 Nissan Skyline Gr.A 40th anniversary were ever made, making it an even more coveted model among collectors and car fans everywhere. The 40th anniversary is based on the 4-door Skyline model, but with redesigned rear doors and fenders rather than the 2-door Skyline that other R33 GTRs are based on, making it the first Skyline GTR in a 4-door configuration since the Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR in 1969. Unlike the earlier BNR32 race car, this one is a road-focused GTR, more refined, more composed, but still unmistakably tied to Nissan's performance legacy. Next up, released on July 9th, is the 2023 Toyota Gr.A Corolla, and this is where the car pass brings things back down to earth in the best way possible. This is a rally-inspired hot hatch with a punchy 3-cylinder turbo engine, all-wheel drive, and the kind of attitude that makes ordinary roads feel like a special stage. In Forza Horizon 6, it lands in B-Class, and on tight technical road sections, it should be an absolute blast. The Gr.A Corolla is proof that a great performance car doesn't need to be $1 million hypercar. Sometimes all you need is turbo boost, grip, and a hatchback that wants to be driven hard. Then, on July 16th, we get something completely different. The 2003 Aston Martin DB7 GT, a proper British Grand Tourer, a naturally aspirated V12, and one of the most elegant Aston Martins of its era. This is the kind of car that doesn't need to shout, it just arrives with style. In Forza, it sits in A-Class, and I can already picture this thing cruising through long sweeping highway sections across Japan. It's classy, it's underrated, and honestly, it's criminally underrepresented in racing games, so I'm really glad it made the list. On July 23rd, the car pass switches gears again with the 1972 Nissan Patrol, an off-road icon. This is the kind of vehicle that doesn't care about lap times, launch control, or top speed. It cares about one thing, getting absolutely anywhere. The original Patrol helped prove Nissan could build something tough, dependable, and ready for rough terrain. And in a Forza Horizon game set in Japan, with mountains, forests, dirt trails, and mixed surfaces, this could become one of the best exploration vehicles in the game. Expect the off-road stats to be seriously strong. And the final confirmed car, as of today, released on July 30th, is probably the biggest curveball so far. The 2024 Toyota Prius Prime X SE Premium. Yes, a Prius in the car pass. And honestly, I kind of love this pick. The Prius Prime is a plug-in hybrid, so it sits right between the petrol world and the EV world. And because Forza Horizon 6 is set in Japan, the home of the Prius, this actually makes perfect sense. It lands in D-Class, and once people get past the badge, I think it's going to surprise a lot of players with how usable and fun it can be. So now we get to the big question. Is the Forza Horizon 6 car pass actually worth $29.99? So here's my honest take. If you play Forza Horizon 6 regularly, the car pass is probably worth it. You're getting weekly content, a wide variety of cars, and a much better deal than buying everything one by one. If you only jump into the game occasionally, then maybe just pick up the individual cars that really interest you for $2.99 each. And if you're on Standard Edition or Game Pass, my recommendation is simple. Wait until more of the lineup is confirmed, maybe around 15 cars, and then decide if the value is there for you. And if you want weekly car pass coverage, make sure you subscribe, because one new car every Tuesday means one new breakdown from me every single week. I'm Unwind Gamer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.